Hi there, Aries. This is the Jupiter Alchemist, and you're the first sign that I'm doing on my new channel because we are in Aries season. So I'm giving you the honors. I'm going to be talking about the astrological uh, highlight of the upcoming time frame for the week beginning on April 3rd. And I am pulling 3 cards from the tarot as well as an additional oracle card from the Sacred Geometry Activations deck. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull those 3 cards. Oh, perfect. The reason I said perfect is that the Fool card I always associate with Aries and April Fool's Day, which is going to be tomorrow. So that is really that's a lot of synchronicity right there. And let me put these to the side because I want to pick my oracle card. And so that's perfect for that. Okay, I'm just going to cut this in half and pick this one. This is a new deck and it's very hard to lift up. And I got transition. So I will talk about that in a minute. So the astrological highlight of the upcoming week, or as I record this, it's actually more like 10 days because I'm recording this on the 31st. Well, let's see. Actually, it's only 8 days because it's on April 8th is going to be the total solar eclipse in your sign. And so that's a time, it's going to be at 19 degrees of Aries. So if you have your sun or ascendant around that degree, then you will really, it will be a conjunction for you. So it will hit you the hardest. And depending on where it is, I mean, it should be in your first house, but it's not always going to be that case. But anyway, the fact that it's in your sign really speaks to major new beginnings that can have reverberations for the next half a year, because then there's going to be a solar eclipse in your opposite sign of Libra in October. But in this time frame, you may find that your life is changing in ways that you may not be directing it to change. And what they always say is to allow those changes to take place, like not to fight things, because it can be that resistance can really hold you back because these are fated changes. And so, unlike a regular new moon where you would just be like really intentional about it, and of course, you still should be intentional, this is much more about going with the flow and seeing what flows into your life and what might flow out of your life. So let's look at these cards that we have here. The first one is the energy around this week, the Queen of Pentacles. This is a very domestic card, and it can speak to embracing your domestic situation. So whether that is perhaps you are off for the week and you're really just enjoying life at home, because Aries people tend to be very active and they might not be at home all that much. It's not that you don't like being at home, but you're just doing so many things. This can be that time where you kind of um, sit and enjoy the fruits of your labor, what you have built so much. The Queen is the water element, which relates to the water signs, and it's very feminine. This is a a feminine energy, the pentacles as well. That's the earth element. So this can be good for having money and for being in this state of being able to enjoy um, the tangible things in life. The next card that we have here is another, I don't know if I call it domestic, but it's connected with marriage. This is kind of like a marriage card. This can be happily ever after. So there can be this sense of something resolving itself in a very positive way for you. The number 10 is the end of a cycle, so it can feel like all's well that ends well. This is family harmony. So yes, these two cards, it kind of reminds me of spring break or something along those lines. And then the third card we have here is the Fool card, and this is the very first card of the major arcana in the tarot. And this card is actually connected to the planet Uranus, which rules Aquarius, and it is a very adventurous kind of a vibe. It is dealing with the unknown. So certainly, you can look to that solar eclipse as a catalyst for new beginnings. And it might be that vibe that the Fool gives off, where you're going in a completely different direction. And you have to trust the process. You have to be able to embrace the adventure. And I think of all the signs, Aries is totally down for that. So I don't think there would be any problem with you having this solar eclipse affect your life in a way that you were not bargaining for, and you're just totally fine with that because it's something that gives life excitement to you when it's not predictable, in other words. So the Oracle card is the card of transition. I'll just read what it says in the front. It says, the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Just exactly what I was talking about as it pertains to any changes that the eclipse might bring. And it can feel very daunting because we might be afraid of something leaving our life that we were attached to. But truth be told, it's something that it's like this catalyst in our lives to nudge us in a direction that we may not have gone in because we may have been in that comfort zone where we just wanted to kind of coast along. So if the meaning of life, which I've heard being called the purpose of expansion, that's what the purpose of expansion is to give our life meaning, because without growth, what is the point? And that was something that Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks talked about. I really resonate with that. And sometimes it's human nature to kind of stay in that comfort zone. And so the transition card is all about understanding when things are changing and to be able to have the grace to allow it to change without fearing and clinging to the old. Like I said, I think a lot of you guys are really naturally inclined to kind of go for it when it comes to new challenges and new experiences. And, you're very forward looking. So I think that you'll be just fine. And who knows what kind of situations are going to change in your life. We shall see, won't we? All right, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated, and thanks for watching. Bye.